No man's life, liberty, or property are safe when the legislature is in session. Constitutional amendments, Rabbi'S response. The first attempt at reviewing the 1999 Constitution was a total failure in the Fifth National Assembly under the chairmanship of former Deputy Senate President Ibrahim Mantu and Deputy Speaker Austin Okpara. The failure of the exercise occurred during the alleged third-term agenda of former President Obasanjo. The exercise ran into muddy waters when the lawmakers discovered that a clause to elongate the tenure of the then president to the effect was allegedly inserted into the document. The bill was rejected. The second attempt to review the Constitution in the Sixth Assembly under the chairmanship of Senator Ike Ekweremadu and Honorable Usman Nafada was partially successful as some sections were amended. The sections include the financial autonomy for National Assembly, which gave it the powers to draw its fund directly from the Federation account. Of course, you know that will pass, otherwise known as the first line charge. Now, the third attempt, the constitutional review exercise in the Seventh Assembly was not a total failure and neither an absolute success. The National Assembly attempted to strip the president of the power to sign the constitutional amendments, which is required for them to become law. It was, however, a failed attempt. The then President Goodluck Jonathan argued that the legislature overreached itself in seeking to abridge presidential power, especially the powers of check and balance. The Fourth Amendment, available record shows that 33 bills for constitutional review were available for review by the Eighth Assembly, with 28 of them passed by the House. Out of the number, 17 got concurrence from the Senate, while 4 were passed with difference. Nevertheless, 17 bills were sent to the State House of Assembly for concurrence in accordance with the provision of the Constitution. But 12 of these came back to the House ratified, while 5, including the bill on local government autonomy, were rejected by the State House of Assembly, having failed to receive the approval of 2/3 of the State Assembly. Unfortunately, only 5 of these bills were signed as part of the constitutional amendment by the president. One is left to wonder why a State House of Assembly will work against a bill that is meant to give local government autonomy in their respective states. I wonder. Some of the bills that were inherited from the last assembly that may attract serious debate during the current exercise include the issue of local government reform, as well as the establishment of the state and local government joint account. While many believe that the joint account has been used by the state governors to mismanage local government funds, some governors and others opposed to local government autonomy have often shifted the burden to the National Assembly to amend the Constitution to delete the provision from the Constitution. It was against this background that the last Assembly took up the challenge and passed the law abrogating the joint account. But the State House of Assembly failed to ratify it. Not only that, they also failed to ratify the alteration granting autonomy to local governments. Another provision that may be contentious during the ongoing process is the independent candidacy. Now, there's a fresh move by the Ninth Assembly to review the Constitution. However, one of the legislative agenda of the Ninth Assembly is to give Nigeria what it described as People's Constitution. Despite the daunting task, the Speaker of the House, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, was of the opinion that the 1999 Constitution failed to address some of the critical national questions confronting the country. Hence, the resolve by the National Assembly to amend it. According to him, the 1999 Constitution is a product of a horrid national compromise that we entered into 2 decades ago in order to ensure that the military return to the barrack and that we return to a democratic government. I would therefore advocate that any amendment of the 1999 Constitution that does not first consider the issue of devolution of power will go to no issue. It will become another attempt to amend the Constitution, but this will become a futile one, because consistently we have seen how the attempt to amend the Constitution have gone over the years, and the inability of the legislature to put its acts together to have the Constitution amended is one that is frustrating. They have spent billions of naira, voting for this exercise, but we are still where we are today. So I think the National Assembly should take a clue from this, that the first point of action is devolution of power. That will give us the desired democratic dispensation that will move Nigeria forward and steer the economy for good. I shall go to Rabbi again.